The InStrengths tool gives you an opportunity to become aware of the 8 different parts of being within you. Physical and habits. Your senses, your dynamic energy and power. The third one, your emotions. The 3 parts of the mind. The data mind, the creative mind or the idea force, the integrative mind, and the spiritual and the deeper self. I will now explain in this video how you can best experience this tool in beingadvantage.com. First, as a way of preparation, you open the link beingadvantage.com and you see this sign, Explore Your Inner Potential. It in a way that nobody is going to interact with you for about 20 minutes. That's ideal. And then the best way to explore this tool is whatever questions you're going to find, you just look at it inwardly and see how it is, and then you give an answer. Now let's go through it step by step. Click on Explore Your Inner Potential, and then you come to a registration link. As a first time user, you would just register username and password, otherwise you log in. Now you will just click on Take the Tool and Start, and you come to your page. So you would input your name, and then the journey begins. Be in the here and now. So you kind of, there's a recommended practice. Be with your natural breath. This helps you to clear up or let go any of your daily thoughts, emotions, feelings about your life and work, and just come to the present moment so that you can actually access your inner and self-reflect. And then you scroll down after you just watch your natural breath for a few seconds, and you first come to the physical. You will soon find a bunch of questions. Now each part of being, we have given it together in a transparent manner. We recommend that you be very accurate in your watching. So if you take the first question, you look at it, how is it that you are? Most of it is about how you are internally in your thought, emotions. Some are how it comes out as a behavior or an action. So you reflect on it in your near, present, past, present, and then you give yourself a rating on a scale of 1 to 7, 7 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. And we recommend you to play within the scale of 1 to 7. The more you go into the nuances, there's nothing like a good score or a bad score. Even somebody who reaches a high point, when they go to the next level, they will feel that they need to learn more, they need to tune more, etc. So recommend you play within that scale really sufficiently so that you're recognizing which is present sufficiently and which is lesser present, and you give yourself these reflection scores. Once you complete a part of being, you just have to keep scrolling down. From the physical, you'll go to the sensory enjoyment. Give yourself a tiny pause. Maybe just watch your natural breath or just take a sip of water, because you're shifting from one inner domain to the other. Give yourself a few seconds gap. Go to the sensory enjoyment, put down the scores. Give yourself a little bit gap, a few seconds of natural breath. Then go to the dynamic energy. Go to the emotional care. Go to the objective mind. You're entering a new domain into the mind. Reflect very carefully on the scores, and if you're scoring high or low, there may be certain reactions inside you. One of the best ways to get out of it is just center yourself by watching a natural breath and tell yourself that you're going to score this as accurately as possible, and then go to the idea force, which is the creative mind, and then drop down to the pure mind, which is the mind which takes a helicopter view and integrates. Go down to the deeper self, always giving some tiny gaps and pauses, and score yourself on the deeper self. Coupon code is something, if you are taking it as part of a organization or institution, the institution or organization has purchased this out for multiple individuals, then we give you a coupon code for you to use it. Okay, so that's for us to identify for admin purposes or other reasons. This actually completes the tool. Now you'll have to take this whole thing together at one shot and before you save it. So just give yourself a few seconds gap and then a little bit of a reflection. Do share your experience. That's for us. The 12th, your awareness or impetus to change is a way that we are asking a few questions for you to detect how much of aspiration is present for you about your own inner being. And here we also start bringing about your expressions of the same. So you'll just answer those questions. 13 takes you to, so you have these inner strengths. To what extent do you express it at work? You would reflect. 14 is, do you get an opportunity? Sometimes you may have the strength, but you may not have an opportunity like that. So you reflect on 14. The 15 is really about, if you want to tune these parts of your inner being, it generally develops under two conditions. One is you are doing some inner practice, or in and around you there are people who are holding the ideal state. So by the sheer power of osmosis of being around with them, your parts of being get enhanced. So this question is more about, if you're self-reliant and doing it on your own, then are there any practices that you do? It's just a kind of a reflection for you on 15. Any other comments on 16? And then we ask a little bit of a data for our research purposes. We're trying to get a sense of the inner parts of being profiling in India and maybe in other countries of the world, maybe even in different geographies of India. So 17 is 17, 18, 19 and 20 and 21 and 22, 23 are just about your education, where you're from, the different, what profession you're in, for us to get a sense of the demographic profiling that you're part of. And then 24 onwards to 29 are some questions related to your work. Whatever is relevant you would fill, and whatever is not you would let go of the same, and then come to the submit button. This completes all your inputs. By chance, if you hit the submit and an error message pops up in red, which means you have missed some of the mandatory fields, so you just have to look down, scroll down, identify the error in red and give your inputs on the same, and then click again submit. And if you filled everything, you'll get a page which has a multicolored graph. The multicolored graph, your InStrengths profiling, represents how the 8 parts of being is being accessed inside you, how much it's developed, in what current condition of quality or consciousness this is. You get a reflection. You would do is you click on the InStrengths Light report, and then you will see your entire report. In another video I will share, or we will share, how to interpret it. So you can go through the report, and this report can always be downloaded there's a section on the left below the dashboard that says download reports. You can always go and download it there.